do you think is the current best player in the Warrior setup right now? I try to ask this too. They're trying to play, they're putting in diplomacy and all that because they don't want to be asked.
No, Andirambe kupindura what? If there is, Andirambe kupindura. But ukatarisaka, team has got 11 players. And it goes biased towards strikers. Kunyanya.
Really?
Yeah. Kunyanya. Because you don't talk about the defenders mostly. Or you find one defender.
So when you two, because you two guys, you sit on the Soccer Star selection panel for Zimbabwe. Come the end of this, what do you look at for you to say, okay, so Kad Amin is the player of the season? Because you guys do that. What do you look at? How do you come to that conclusion that this is the player of the season? Because now you are to sit there and tell us that from the players that are in South Africa, there is no best player that you can pick out.
But it's a question for another day. It's a question for another day.
Anyway,
we will talk about that
but definitely
on another day.
And the influence.
Exactly. On another day.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's move on. So you spoke about the strikers. Are we still thin up front? Especially now knowing that the two players that were called up, Chirewa and Kadewere, are not going to be taking part because they are injured.
Yeah, I still feel good. We're still thin.
Why are you saying that?
Because if you look at the current strikers that have been called by Michael Ness, even at club level, maybe Kama, Walter, yeah, because they play locally, they've scored a combined of 21 goals between them. And it's very true. Then you go down south, where there's Douglas Mafumo and Terence Jukamanja. Terence is just 4 games into the new season. He has scored 1 goal. Then you look at Douglas Mafumo. He hasn't scored as yet. And it's for Polokwane City. So, to me, yeah, Prince Dube, I think he's done well for Simba. Their season is still rolling, and he has been scoring goals for Simba and at SC. For Yanga, I mean, sorry, for Yanga. But then you combine them. Kuti Titi Chawanama goals, especially at international level. That's where the problem is. Because even if you look at Kama at international level, in terms of goals, he was not giving us as many goals as we thought. Because he will give us goals. But he has been always, there with assists, mostly, because Knowledge was our main man.
All right.
Especially in terms of goals.
So we don't have Knowledge and Tino Kadewere is not there. Tawanda Chirewa is not there.
Yeah.
They called up Douglas Mafumo as a replacement.
Yeah.
Who would you have wanted to see in South Africa?
Knox Mtizgo.
Why?
Yeah, Knox Mtizgo.
Why?
Knox has played before in the national setup, and he has chipped in with those goals. At club level, we have seen Knox scoring goals, and at one time he was top goal scorer in South Africa.
But this is all history, hey?
History always plays a part in football, isn't it, Howard?
But you were talking about
form.
But you just a while ago, you were talking about
even
form.
In terms of form, can you go to Division 1 and pick up a striker from Division 1, which is a striker of Premier League?
No, I don't know. You tell me.
No, Howard. Those are my options. We can go and pick up Feremba now because he's got 16 goals in Division 1 in our local league compared to Manondo.
So you are saying Knox is better than some of the guys that were called up?
Not some of the guys, but I thought they could call Knox ahead of Douglas because we needed a replacement. A straight replacement for the striker. Because Douglas has been there. And for the past 4 games. Yeah. For the past 4 games. But to me, he hasn't proved he can lead us as a striker in the national team.
So to my previous question, who is the best player? Douglas automatically is not there.
But in terms of strikers,
so besides Knox, who else?
I think from what David is saying, we had a brief conversation before set, and we were talking about the issue of strikers. So I was asking Kuti, let's look at my statistics at Terence Tukamanja. He has, I think, 13 caps. 16 caps for the national team, but he has not scored even once. So David was saying, when it comes to the national team, chitomira kushika even kuma 20 caps for someone to start scoring. So I don't really understand when now he then rules out Douglas Mapfumo with only 4 appearances ahead of someone who has more than 15 appearances without scoring.
Who would you have wanted to see as part of the strikers in South Africa who's not there?
I think Ingorinya injury, but I would have loved to see Chirewa.
Yeah, but these guys are not eligible because they are injured. Remember, we agreed that we are thin up front.
Yes.
Who would you have wanted to see who would give us the goals that probably will make us beat Namibia?
If I'm to be honest, I still feel like we need to give William Manondo the chance. Let's give him the platform. If he fails, he fails. But the fact Kuti, he has been a Golden Boot winner before, and this season, look at where he is. I think he deserved at least an appearance so that he can show us what he can do with the national team.
It's your premier football show, The Couch, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Konapo, Ipapo, Pazetium Prime, DSV channel 294, the place to be.